Roundtable Wrestling Radio for Tuesday, June. What's today's date? The 29th?
27th. 27th.
Damn, I'm telling you, I'm horrible with it. 27th, man. I'm Innocent, a.k.a. Big O, along with...
The one, the only, the buyer.
And we are from New York City.
That's it.
New York. What's going on? My apologies to everybody in the group page. They've been asking about the show. There's been a little miscommunication going on, but we back on track. And, yeah. So, and soon probably we're going to be reunited with a couple of old friends, so stay tuned for all that. But what's going on, Byron? Everything good?
Same old shit, man. Different day. Working, trying to get everything organized with this stuff that we're doing. But it's a process, man. So people need to just bear with us.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. I'm only been in a year in the game. Podcast game 1 year, and I'm evolving little by little. I have a lot of work to do, but bear with me. But before we get into WWE stuff, over the weekend, I want to jump right into this part. Cody Rhodes won the ROH Championship. He defeated Christopher Daniels. I did not see the event. I am planning on seeing the event. I heard it was another good event. Did
they say it was a good match between Cody and Christopher Daniels?
Yeah, they said it was a pretty decent match. It was a good match. It wasn't like the Okada versus Omega.
Honestly, let me tell you something. Honestly, I think they should have left the belt on this guy, Christopher Daniels. I don't think they should have gave it to Cody Rhodes, man. I think Christopher Daniels deserves to keep that title for a long ass time. He deserves to keep it, man. I don't know why he dropped it to Cody.
I think I know why, and it's probably because it's the interesting part about that is, I think what is it, next Friday or next Saturday, New Japan is gonna do the US show, the G1, and Cody Rhodes is actually going in there as the Ring of Honor champion.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
And I don't know, man. A lot of people is thinking, will he even become the IWGP champion? My memory is a little shot right now. I think he's actually fighting for the IWGP championship. I could be wrong about that. Or he's in the little tournament that they're having or something like that. Yeah, it's something. But I know Cody Rhodes is going to be in that pay-per-view, and a lot of people's thinking that maybe he might, he has a possibility of becoming the champion. And if he does become the champion and the Ring of Honor champion, that would be a huge, huge, stock booster for Cody Rhodes, man. I mean, let me tell you something. Cody Rhodes, I'm not saying the Ring of Honor championship is such a major thing, but let's be honest here. I would say half of the Raw roster or the rosters period came from ROH at one time. ROH produced a lot of superstars, so it's still a prestigious title. A lot of people don't look at it like that, but it's a very prestigious title. I think it could be actually, in my opinion, more prestigious than a TNA championship. I mean, it was around the same time where they.
Well, right now it is.
No, but I mean of all times though, like TNA championship. Yes, it was a great title at one time, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say I followed Ring of Honor that much over the years. I used to see matches on and off, but with the amount of talent that they actually produced, that came from there, that WWE now, it's a lot.
That's the only reason I would say that the ROH title wasn't a big of a deal as TNA title, because of the fact that they didn't have that much exposure as TNA did. You know what I'm saying? So TNA has been the second company to the WWE, so it made their title second best.
There's people that will argue with you and say that.
I know, but you know what? Those are the people. Yeah, but you know what? Those are the people. Those are the people that stay in tune with what goes on underground, and it's not in the mainstream media. You get what I'm saying? Like, we know everything that goes on TV. If they have that TV exposure, and they don't have that TV exposure, you know what I'm saying? Even ECW at some point had that TV exposure.
Yeah, that's true.
But ROH has as good of talents that they have there, and a lot of the best talents have come from there. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, that belt, I can't really say it was the best at that point. But now I can say TNA isn't what it was.
Oh, it so definitely wasn't.
I could definitely say right now ROH has that second slot. You get what I'm saying?
Speaking of ROH, there's a guy. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name is Bobby Fish. He used to be in ROH. He was actually just ROH probably a couple weeks ago, because I seen him at the War of the Worlds, and that was 2 months ago. And he actually made his NXT debut in a taping 2 days ago. And it was funny because I was watching one of the matches that Bobby Fish was in, and I remember my stepfather saying, "Yo, there's something about that Bobby Fish guy I like. I like his look, his style in the ring." And then a couple weeks later, he's in fucking NXT. It's crazy how things work. And I really, it's what I like about it is it's starting to make me feel like back in the days when I used to really watch and focus on companies that nobody really focused on. You focus on these companies, and eventually, sometimes some of those people, those standouts, and those lower companies end up in WWE, and you're like, wow, like you feel like, whoa, shit, like I used to watch him. So it feels good for that moment again. That's why I'm trying to get into like New Japan and Ring of Honor and stuff like that. But so listen, definitely Bobby Fish is signed.
Right.
Yeah.
With NXT. Yeah. But one thing I like that you said is that the thing is I don't keep up too much with what's going on with underground stuff. But I know I've been hearing a lot of rumors that New Japan have been trying to come out here in the States. So
they're having their show next week in California.
That's a big deal, dude, and I want to watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
I am gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch because the main reason why I want to watch it because Kenny Omega and Okada is gonna be in it, and they could be the last two, and they're gonna have a third match. And those first two matches were really good matches, especially the last one, man. That last one.
The last one, I would say the last one was better.
But did you see it? You finally saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It was a good match, right?
100%.
Let's be honest here. If you compare that to any Iron Man match in WWE, I would say that's better. I'm not gonna say it was the best match in the world, but I mean, it was definitely a better 60-minute match that I've seen in WWE.
It was good. It was definitely good, man.
It was a really good match. So, little by little, I'm getting into the New Japan. I'm not gonna say I'm watching every show because, let's be honest, some of the TV shows is really small, man. I can't watch an event that they're in like in a fucking Applebee's or something. I can't do that. Like I want you know what I mean? But yeah, but their pay-per-views is usually pretty big, and Ring of Honor got a nice little crowd going on itself. But that's what's going on in, as far as for like independent wrestling, the bigger news, which was Cody Rhodes becoming a champion, which I'm proud of him.
I'm actually happy that he's succeeding better than I expected. The only problem is when you give this guy the title, are you giving him the title because of his talent, or are they giving him the title because he's Cody Rhodes from the WWE? And that's when I start having these issues with a lot of these things that they do. You see, with Christopher Daniels, I think he deserves to be the champion for a very long time. That guy deserves that shit. You get what I'm saying? He's done a lot. He's sacrificed his body a lot for TNA, for ROH, for any company he's been in. And Cody Rhodes, I understand he has a name because he just left WWE, so he has some kind of star power on him. But I don't know if they gave him the fucking title because he is that former WWE guy and he has the name, or they thought he deserved it. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a little bit of hard work, and on top of that, him being a WWE guy, because let's be honest here. Once Cody Rhodes left WWE and once his 90-day no-compete clause, passed, he's been everywhere, man. Like he was in TNA, he's in New Japan, he fights in Ring of Honor, he fights in all. I'm talking about he's in every show, and it's like he's grinding, and I have to respect it. Let's be honest here. Look at Damian Sandow. He left. Everybody thought that he might have good big things in the independence. He did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. Ryback, another one, is doing absolutely nothing in the independents. He just recently fought Colt Cabana.
Sound effect right there. Another one.
Yo, and then another. Yo, bro. Like, I saw a little YouTube clip. He was fighting Colt Cabana recently. You got to see how small that fucking show was. You know what I mean? And that's not the point of the story. Is that he's barely wrestling himself. A lot of ex WWE guys is barely wrestling. Oh, they are wrestling, but they're not making noise like Cody Rhodes is. He's making a lot of noise in the independents.
You're actually right. You're actually right about that. Cody Rhodes at least is out there hustling. He's out there pushing himself to do anything possible to be anywhere and everywhere, and the exposure he's getting. You're right. He is grinding, man. I'll give him that shit.
Like Luke Galloway. I mean, what's his name? Drew Galloway. I'm sorry.
Galloway. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like him. Like he wasn't like the world champion everywhere he went, but he was grinding. He was making a crazy name for himself. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. If you really want to go back to the company, you want to go back to WWE, you got to build your stock. You know what I'm saying? In the lower echelons, the lower cards, the lower fucking businesses. You got to make a name for yourself. Get those championships. Have these great matches. Have everybody forget about that horrible run you had in WWE. Which I'm not saying Cody Rhodes had a horrible run. His last 2 years was with the Stardust, but you know. He got everybody forgetting about it, and I guarantee you, the day he comes back, because there's no doubt in my mind he will be back, he's gonna have a huge ovation. He's gonna have a lot more respect than, you know, when he was on Stardust doing fucking cartwheels and acting like the Riddler.
You know what? It's just like not. It's a little similar to, I know AJ Styles was in WWE before as wrestling dark matches, and he had tryouts and stuff like that, but he was never that guy that they looked at. And he winded up being one of the best wrestlers, period, on the fucking planet, wrestling in New Japan, ROH, everywhere possible. He became such a big deal. Once he came back after I'm gonna say a lot of years. Once he came back to WWE, he was the man. Like he was untouchable, and he's one of the best fucking stars on that roster that they have. So I could see that you know, Cody heading the same direction, you know, because of the way he's putting himself out there. No matter where it is, he's wrestling. He's just putting himself out there. No matter where it is, he's winning titles. He's doing all types of stuff. He's creating buzz, you know, and that's definitely a good thing for Cody. And he's still young, man. You know,
he's still young. He would definitely be back in WWE. You know
sure.
What I'm saying? I really do feel that way. He would be back, and he would have definitely a better role in the company. You know what I'm saying? But you know, props to Cody Rhodes. He's doing it. I'm happy for him.
I do feel bad for Christopher Daniels. I do feel bad for him.
Oh yeah. I've always loved Christopher Daniels, man. I've been watching Christopher Daniels since the early TNA days. You know, it sucks. You know what I mean? But hey, at least he became a champion. Ring of Honor did it. And, you know, you never know. Maybe he'll get it back. I doubt it, to be honest with you. I don't think Christopher Daniels is going to get that belt back. I feel like they did him the, you know,
favor.
You did him the favor. You know, he did the reward for him, you know, to show gratitude to all the years that he's been in the business. But let's be honest here. I really don't think he's going to get that title.
Well,
that
was my point.
You never know.
That was exactly my point. I just feel like that's what it's going to be tainted as. Like, you know, they just gave him that belt for just to thank him, and that was pretty much it. And then they dropped it for somebody from the WWE.
Yeah, exactly. But that's basically what happened. Major independent news. Nothing else major happened. Well, one thing I am gonna say, and I don't know if anybody's seen this. I mean, this may be out, you know, may be random, but there was this clip. I don't know if it was at the group page or it was on YouTube. I don't know, but I seen a independent compilation of this one guy. He was like 450 pounds, some black guy. Damn. And he was doing fucking moonsault, bro. Like he did a moonsault like 3 times in one match.
You talking about
this guy was like a wrestler. He was like 450 pounds. They were saying he was 450. He looks every bit of it. He's fucking huge, big, fat, out of shape guy. But the guy does a moonsault. All right, and that impressed the shit out of me. And I'm telling you, that's the fucking guy that TNA should have got, not Congo Kong. Because oh my god, have you ever seen Congo Kong?
I was just gonna say who?
There's a guy in TNA. You have to see him. When I watch TNA, every time I see him, he looks like, I don't know what he looks like. He looks like a really fat, out of shape Mark. An older Mark that just wants to wrestle in these low budget gymnasiums in the Bronx, New York. You know what I mean? And he looks so bad, man. But they painted him out like this Umaga type of character where he got face paint. He comes out, and he just looks he doesn't look scary at all. And he looks horrible, man. You have to see him. Man. It's like an ongoing joke in my mind about Congo Kong, man. It's fucking. That's the one that Laura tried to defend because she knew him, but it's like, damn, like he's bad. Like he really looks out of shape, and you gotta just see him, man. It looks bad. It looks really bad. But you know, he tries to work though. He's not like a bad worker. He just looks really bad. I don't ever see WWE ever sign that guy. I'm sorry, but the point was that 450-pound guy was the one they should have signed because he does a fucking moonsault. And he moves pretty well, so props to him. If somebody in the group could tell me his name again, let me know because I was pretty impressed with that. But on to Raw, Monday Night Raw. Started off with Roman Reigns cutting a promo. This is my yard, and I'm gonna do the typical Roman Reigns promo.
I actually wanted to ask you about this.
He has it on his shirt now. He totally ripped off the Undertaker, stole his whole line, and now he's running with it.
But you know what? They're doing that just to have more heat on Roman because of that. I mean, it's quite obvious what they're doing. But my whole thing is, what I wanted to ask you is first of all, he lost to Samoa Joe, which I was surprised. I thought it was maybe going to be a DQ. I'm loving how they're handling Samoa Joe. They're making him look like a fucking real legit contender for that belt against Brock. So I'm loving that. But this guy, Roman Reigns, just came out of a victory, defeating Taker, retiring Taker. He's supposed to be the big guy there. He keeps saying all this shit, but then he loses to Samoa Joe. I get it. But why not make it a disqualification or some shit? You made him actually lose a match. Now he's going into a match with Braun Strowman, and this guy's supposedly another badass. Who's winning that? Are you going to tell me that Roman Reigns is going to beat Braun Strowman, or is Braun Strowman going to beat Roman Reigns?
Well, it's an ambulance match, so you know how that goes. The winner of the ambulance match didn't really win because it's an ambulance match. It doesn't take away
but
nobody's credibility. You know what I'm saying? That's why they did that. So if Roman or Strowman loses, it's just
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm looking at I'm looking at Roman Reigns right now. I don't know what it is. I'm looking at him as a really weak guy who just came out defeating Taker and retiring the fucking man.
Because they got big plans for him. Remember, he's the same shit that happened with Baron Baldwin. He was losing to Sami Zayn in 10, 15 seconds. He was losing, and then he became the Money in the Bank. Eventually, Roman Reigns is going to have that shine.
Yeah, I know. I just look at it differently because he defeated Taker. That was, you know what I'm saying? He retired a legend. It's somebody that was wrestling for years, and nobody knew who was going to be the guy to retire him. And I just feel like he's I don't know. I just don't know what they're planning to do. I think what they should have done, have Roman Reigns fight guys, but not these guys that are looking like the guys who can beat him right now. Like putting him into another match with Braun Strowman makes me wonder, damn, he's fighting Braun Strowman, and I don't think they want Braun Strowman to lose either.
I'll tell you one thing though, I'm actually interested because it's not predictable. It's not one of those things where you're gonna say, I already know Roman's gonna lose. I already know he's gonna win. Now you're like, what's gonna happen?
But like you said, see, you look at it differently. You were saying that it doesn't matter if Roman Reigns loses; it's just an ambulance match, right? But I'm looking at it as if he loses, you're starting to look weak, like a weak guy. You just finished defeating the legend. You get what I'm saying? That's my main thing.
But it's not like he got a clean victory. Yes, it was a clean victory in a sense, but it wasn't absolutely clean because, Braun Strowman's ambulance,
I don't know, man. I'm just saying when he's out there talking about it's my yard and this and that, you're supposed to be a really a guy who's untouchable and you're beating people up and shit, not losing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I definitely understand that part. But Roman Reigns was cutting that promo, the simple robotic, this is my yard, and all this shit he was saying. Just
wait, hold on. You guys might like it.
Might like it. I mean, I will say one thing, though. When he's coming off, all right, yes, it's the same promo. But when he's coming off as a heel, like he's been coming off the last couple weeks, it sounds better from him. I don't know why. Like him trying to kiss up to the fans, it sounded a lot worse. He just seems like he's embracing the boos a little bit more, which I think is pretty cool. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
The way he's embracing it is a little different than comparing it to being like, guys, this is real life, all right? Like, stuff like that, like corny shit. But he is still, I don't know what it is. Why does he keep breaking out and smile? Like, stop fucking smiling, dude. Just look like you intense, like you mean business. don't go out there fucking putting a stupid ass smile, because he did it again on Monday. I'm like, why are you smiling, dude?
Yeah, and exactly. So he's cutting the promo, and the ambulance comes out, which I could have sworn I heard people in the crowd scream, "Holla if you hear me," when they heard the sirens. I don't know if I was bugging or I heard it in my head, but yeah, I could have sworn I heard that. Yo.
Yo, I swear to God, when they played that shit, I was like, what the fuck, is Big Papa Pump coming out? Yo,
because it was the same sirens. I don't want to hear that.
Exactly the same shit. That's why I was like, holy shit, wait a second. And then the ambulance came out. But then they played it again. I'm like, yo, this sounds exactly like this guy's about to come out. I swear, man.
I think it was. It was actually the same exact. It was the same sirens. There's nothing. It was too similar. You telling me out of 10 to 15 years, you know, the sirens don't sound a little different by now? No, I don't want to hear that.
That's hilarious.
So
I thought I was the only one that thought that shit.
I could have sworn I heard the crowd say it, or it could have been in my head. You know, the crowd in my head saying it, because you know when you hear something, automatically you hear it in your head.
Yeah,
like, holla if you hear me.
Yeah.
So, which I would have popped big time if Big Papa Pump would have came out. But anyway, so you know, there's a little video of the ambulance coming. No, bullshit. It wasn't a video. It was actually the ambulance coming out, right? They came out to the side of the stage. So Roman Reigns comes down, waiting for Braun Strowman, opens the back of the ambulance, and Braun Strowman comes at 100 miles per hour from the fucking ramp. And let's just skip to the part, man. Fucking Braun Strowman grabbed Roman Reigns and slammed the shit out of him on that fucking ambulance, man. That was a
You mean on the side of the...
Yes. On the side of the fucking ambulance, man. It looked brutal. It looked like it hurt. It looked like I thought Roman hurt himself. The way Roman fell was like a dummy. Like you ever see like Bud Bundy get thrown?
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
In the Bundys, he looked like a fucking dummy in the air. Like that's what he looked like.
It reminded me. It reminded me of when Rey Mysterio got caught by Kevin Nash and he got thrown against that fucking truck.
Oh yes.
It reminded me of something like that, except that Roman Reigns is not a little guy. And big guy.
But Rey Mysterio got, he got spiked head first, and like you said, he was a little guy. But Roman Reigns, man, he's about 200 and something pounds. He just threw the shit out of him, and he just landed so hard on the side of the ambulance, man. It was fucking brutal. I loved it. I was like, wow. And of course, the crowd is popping for Braun Strowman.
The crowd, and another thing, that crowd was really good on Raw. That was a good crowd. I don't know if I was. But it was a really good crowd, man.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. It was definitely a hot crowd. These are the kind of crowds that we need.
Yeah.
Because when a show is boring, the show is boring, especially when the crowd is dead. But the show was actually pretty good, except that one segment, which we have to talk about after this, because to me, it was fucking absolutely horrible.
Which segment? But
we're talking about LeVar Ball and the Ball family with the Miz. It was just absolutely. It was absolutely. We're gonna wait after we talk about this Braun Strowman thing. So Braun Strowman beats the crap out of him. The crowd goes bananas. Braun Strowman with the roar, and I listened to Stone Cold podcast recently, and he made a point, and I kind of have to agree with him, because when you listen to somebody, sometimes you say, "Wait, I was thinking the same exact thing," and I agree with him. Yeah. He says that he feels that Braun Strowman lifts his arms in the air too much and does the roar sometimes a little too much, and I kind of agree with it. He started to do it too much, where it's starting to look comical. I could see, like, if The Rock was there, The Rock would make fun of him doing that.
What's crazy is that on when I watched it on Monday night, right? I didn't hear the podcast from Stone Cold, and I usually do catch the things that he says, but he does have a point, like you said. He came on Monday night, and the first thing he did after he hit Roman Reigns the first time, he went, "Whoa!" He's acknowledging the fans that they're cheering him.
Yep.
And that's not something he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be this bad guy, and forget about the fans, dude. Don't acknowledge him. You're not the good guy. You're supposed to be the bad guy, unless they're trying to make him the good guy. But I don't think that's what they're trying to do. And he's acknowledging the fans, and he did it like twice, I think, that same night. When he was beating
up, I think he did it three times.
Three times, yeah.
This is why I'm like, okay, you can tone it down just a little bit. And it's not about him trying to acknowledge the fans. I just feel like it makes him look stupid. I don't like that.
It does make him look stupid.
Let your scariness come out naturally. You know what I'm saying? Him saying, "I'm not finished with you," now that's gonna be his catchphrase. I don't like that. I thought it was funny, but if that's gonna be his catchphrase, it's like,
I think he's just feeling that crowd that's feeling him, and I think that's what's making him raise his hand and Argh! You know what I'm saying? Because
sometimes you get real hype. Yeah,
I think he's in that zone.
You can't control yourself.
Yeah, and he's doing it, and he needs to chill out a little bit. You're right, and Steve Austin has a point on it.
But other than that, Braun Strowman's been booked very well. He looks a little smaller. I don't know if he's.
I guess it's his legs. His legs are mad little, like scrawny and shit, compared to his upper body and shit.
I think his upper body, he did have elbow surgery. So I guess doctor told him he can't really be lifting weights like that. So yeah, but he can do raw. He can do that because his elbow is fine for that. But he can't be lifting weights. But pretty good segment. I'm not gonna lie. Roman being slammed on the ambulance, at the side of the ambulance, was worth that segment alone. Yeah. Like if that's all they did in the first 5 or 10 minutes, I would have been happy with that segment because that right there was worth watching. I'm glad I didn't tune out for that. So it was definitely
Give me a second. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So that was a great little beginning to Raw. And I really want Byron's opinion about this whole. I gotta skip right to it, man, because it was really bad. Like LeVar Ball is on, what is this? This Miz TV, and oh my God, I'm definitely gonna have to wait till Byron come back because that was a real bad segment. To me, it made wrestling look absolutely ridiculous. It set us back. It made us look like a joke. And I say us because I'm a fan. It made me feel like when I was watching it, like, why am I watching this? Do you know how much of a joke Raw looked that moment when LeVar Ball was doing the fake karate moves, and it was just really, really bad.
That was.
Let me tell you something. I thought it was a spoof when LeVar. Did you see how LeVar Ball came out?
Yeah.
And the way he was flapping his hands and honestly, I thought it was a spoof. I was like, nah, that can't be.
I think the guy came out, feeling himself so much and trying to be mad goofy about wrestling. That's the way it came off to me. Like, this is wrestling. He's gonna go out there being mad goofy about it being wrestling. That's the way I took it. You get what I'm saying? Because this ain't like the way he came out is like, this ain't real. Haha, I'm just gonna go out there and have fun.
Yes, that's what I just said. To me, it made us look ridiculous. It made wrestling look ridiculous.
Yeah,
he looked retarded. And you know what's the funny thing about it?
His sons also looked like it. They were laughing at the whole thing. They weren't even looking serious like this.
They didn't look
serious. My dad's about to get into a fight.
It was crazy. And then before we get to the N word, but then again, we could talk about the N-bomb word because I guess that's the reason why I got a lot of coverage and like mainstream news, like CNN, or I forgot what fucking news station it was. But so I don't know if you caught this. So when LeVar Ball was squaring up with Miz, and then he said, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have my son," or the Miz said, "I'll fight one of your kids," or something like that. I don't remember exactly in order, but so he's about to square off with one of his kids, and LeVar Ball said, "Beat that nigga ass." Beat that nigga. He said it 3 times live on mic. Beat that nigga ass. He said it 3 times to the point where. Yeah. What you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say. Did you notice that even when Ambrose came out, the guy was continued saying what he was saying in the ring. Ambrose was cut off, and then he was like, "Okay, let me finish." Like, it looked like Ambrose was trying to say something, but then he got cut off because the guy was still saying shit on the mic.
Whoever was on the back, they realized that this segment was probably one of the worst segments ever. That you could tell they cut off that segment like really prematurely because Ambrose got one little line in, and that's it. You heard the. It was like, yo, let's get these people out of here. It's horrible. And for what I understand, the WWE is really upset about the whole N-word thing being used on TV.
Well, they posted up an apology that it was not part of the script. That was on their own, that what they did. But the thing I wanted to say is that that first of all, I think they cut it off not because it was a bad segment. I think they cut it off because it was out of control. Like, they could tell this guy was out there just being a clown, and he wasn't being normal. I mean, how old is this guy? Like fucking 50 years
49 years old.
Okay,
and
so
it's like
he's acting like a fucking clown. His kids are sitting down normally, but they're actually laughing at their dad being a funny guy against the wrestlers. So I think they saw all this that was happening, and on top of that, he dropped the N-word. They were like, "Damn, we don't have any control out there. Let's cut it now."
And let me tell you something. I don't blame nobody but WWE. First of all, why? I never understood why does WWE feel like they need to bring in these people to promote their fucking their name brand that they're about to come out?
It does nothing.
You know what I mean? It does nothing for the company. I don't see. All right, I guess because his son just signed with the Lakers, I think I heard, or something like that. But it's like, so what? Like, do you see John Cena in the Laker game shooting three-pointers in an expedition? No. Like, why do you need to bring LeVar Ball to talk about his big baller brand that nobody's gonna buy? That nobody. I'm not gonna wear a shirt that says Big Baller on. I don't know if you are, but it's just
I'm gonna do that. Yeah,
it's just retarded. You bring in these people who don't watch wrestling, who probably come in saying, "Hey, this shit's fake. I'm gonna make a fool out of these people, or I'm gonna really act like a fucking clown." You know, like that segment was bad. LeVar Ball was bad. It actually made major press, you know, like I think I don't know if it was CNN. I was at the gym and it was like a major sports network that was covering it.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
but it was just,
was it worth it? No, they made WWE look like it set wrestling back years, man.
It only made fucking headlines because of the N-word. That's the only reason it made headlines. I don't think these guys were that. First of all, I get the whole Lakers, his son was assigned to the Lakers and all that shit, but I don't think it's that much of a big fucking newsworthy to report that they were on Raw. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think it was just.
And what was the point of having their sons there if they wasn't gonna say nothing? It made no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Miz tried, man. The Miz tried to save that segment, but not even the Miz, as good as the Miz is, he could not save that segment.
The Miz just looked like. The Miz looked at him like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? Like, like he didn't know what to say.
He looked like a retard. Yeah. But you see, yo, bro, you know what keeps sticking in my mind when he came out? Did you see when he was coming out and the way he was flapping his arms and he ran down like he was like it was a mentally ill person running down trying to do track, and he ran down and jumped in the ring and then laid on his back and did like a little fish out of water reference. It was fucking bad, man. Yo, I thought it was a spoof. I thought it was like people that looked like them that was like making fun of them. That's how bad it was. Hey, come to find out it was really him, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is bad. It was bad, man. Oh my God! Honestly, this is good for WWE. Hopefully, they learn their lesson to stop putting people that know nothing about wrestling in these kind of predicament. The one thing I will say is I forgot who that guy was. He was doing commentary. I think it was during the Hardys match and the Finn Balor match. He's not a wrestling fan. He said it in the commentary, but he did a good job. He was actually into the matches. He was like, "Wow, this is really good stuff." I don't mind him. You know what I'm saying? He did good. He complimented the wrestling and he promoted what he had to promote and he left. But he made sure he promoted the wrestling, how fun it was to watch it. You know what I mean? And he also actually said, "Yeah, I would like to watch more of this." But hey, it's okay. You're not a wrestling fan, but he promoted the product in a good way. This guy comes and just makes a mockery of the whole entire company. Yeah. I'm surprised. A lot of people one person that was upset about it was Curtis Axel, because he actually tweeted a picture of him, was like, "Yo, get the fuck out the fucking the stage." Like I don't know if it was during this segment or it was after, but he tweeted with LeVar Ball's segment and was like, "Please get him out. Like he's making this look really bad."
Wow.
So oh man, LeVar Ball, really bad, really, really bad. It was actually on World Star Hip Hop. That's how bad it was.
I was wondering if they gave this guy a sheet to remember when you go out there, do this, do that, because it looked like he just went out there on the fly, like without having no kind of script whatsoever.
Did you see when he took off his shirt and then he started doing the stupid karate stretches? Like, it was bad.
Mocking what he's doing because these guys aren't real.
Exactly.
That's what he was doing.
It was bad, man.
You think this guy's gonna go into a UFC cage and do that shit?
Hell no.
Exactly.
That would have been a perfect time to have Brock Lesnar come out and interrupt that whole shit. And let's see how LeVar Ball acts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do a segment with Brock doing that. Let's see if Brock actually takes that real lightly.
Like, that's the kind of fucking guy who needs to get slapped. Like that reporter got slapped by that Dr. Death guy years ago when he told him that wrestling was fake and he slapped him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shit out of him, bro.
You know what I mean? If you've never seen that on YouTube, go check it out, man. That was one of the most epic, most beautiful slap I've ever seen a wrestler do to somebody. But that was a time that you should have slapped somebody right there, because come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Whatever. Anyway, moving right along. I really want to forget that. It was a really bad segment. I really hope they don't even show that shit on their YouTube. If they do, then they're stupid. They need to just exit out. Chris Benoit that shit and just never remind us again, you know?
Hey, while we talk about the rest of the stuff, I'm gonna look it up anyway, see if they even have it on their channel.
Yeah, but in no order in particular, my friend, and I say my friend, I'm going to say my guy, I am walking with Elias because he comes back out. Now, I don't understand why Elias Sampson had to have Sheamus and Cesaro on the side of him if they wasn't even going to sing, but whatever. So, you know, he's there. He does his little thing, and the Hardys come out with Finn Balor in a 6-man match.
Wait, I got a question. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
WWE Raw Fallout, is that after Raw or before?
Yeah, that's after Raw.
Okay,
after.
So they still interview these fucking people. They still interviewed them at the end of the fucking the night.
Damn, even after, you know, there was major heat.
Yeah, it says and his family soak in the Raw experience, Raw Fallout, and it was 1 minute and 7 seconds. I don't know what they said. I don't know. Let me see if I can play it. If you guys can hear it, even don't know. No, don't worry about it. But they do have.
I don't want to hear nothing LeVar Ball has to say ever again, unless it's fucking, you know, talking about the sports like he usually does. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just curious.
I'm not.
He was acting really like a clown doing that interview, man. So you won't hear it, but I'm gonna watch it right now.
I never want to. Please don't even link me. You know, nobody link me that shit, because right about now that guy is on the shit list. He has made the list, the list of O. All right, to never see that guy again. But yeah. So Finn Balor and the Hardys fight Sheamus, Cesaro, and Elias Sampson, which was a really pretty good match, man. Then the Hardys and Finn Balor won. Yeah, they won. They got a pretty good pop.
That was a good match. That was a pretty good match. You know why it was a really good match? Because the crowd was so into it. It just made the match more entertaining. You know.
Yeah, and I could definitely see, because I don't know if it was the Fallout, but I know they had an interview, and you know, the Hardys and Finn Balor had basically said they would like to work with each other again. You know, because I guess they felt like the crowd was really into it, because the crowd was really into them, and
it was a good match. It was a pretty good match.
And for some reason, they want to work with each other again, and I totally, you know, see them working with each other. But somewhere down the line, I keep getting this vision that somehow, some way, Finn Balor and Jeff Hardy is going to end up beefing with each other, and they're going to have their match. I think this is a setup for, like, they're going to start tag teaming, like 6-man tag teams. A lot of that, and probably somehow, you know, end up with Finn Balor against Jeff Hardy, because, you know, they're very similar. I mean, Jeff Hardy used to come out like a mysterious guy with the face paint and all that. Then you got Finn Balor who comes out, so, you know, with the face paint, the demon character. I don't know. I could definitely see that somewhere down the line. Go ahead.
No, first of all, I was watching Finn Balor come out, right? A lot of people are still into him and shit. But is it me, or does he feel like he also fell back? Like he just feels like just another guy out there. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's beefing with Elias Sampson. I mean,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like whatever a guy who they're looking to push. You get what I'm saying? Like he's really taking a back seat.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, Finn Balor is definitely not on the level he was when he first, you know, came back to Raw. I don't know. I truthfully and honestly think that it's everybody comparing the way he looks, like how undersized he is. You remember when I was saying something a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago that like the commentators little by little was talking about how small Finn Balor was.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it wasn't gonna do him any favors to keep reminding us that he's a really small guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was by design to kind of diminish his push, or that's what messed it up. But something is going on that Finn Balor is definitely not in the same status as he once was. Now he's fighting. He's about to fight, Elias Sampson, which I'm not saying Elias Sampson's a bum. I like Elias Sampson, but now he has to feud with some new guy. He was just the Universal Champion a year ago. Now he has to fight Elias Sampson, and if he loses to Elias Sampson, that's going to be even worse.
But he did lose to Samoa Joe at the pay-per-view to make Samoa Joe the number one contender. Wasn't it that way?
Yeah, exactly. Choked him out. So
he's already losing. I mean, now he's teaming up with the Hardys to fight this new guy. I got to remember the guy's name. Eventually,
Elias Sampson.
Elias, yeah. I'll get it. But anyways, it just makes me feel just like he's in the. He's just way behind. Even he's behind Seth Rollins at this point.
Oh yeah, because Seth Rollins is building his brand little by little.
Yeah.
I will say that he's definitely building his brand little by little, and yeah. So I like I said, I like Elias Sampson. I don't know. The minute he says hello, I am Elias Sampson, the crowd fucking boos the shit out of him. And I don't know. I don't know why I like the guy. I just feel like he has a look. He has a nice look. You know what I mean? I don't mean like him looking good. I'm not saying like he looks good, all right? I'm talking about as a wrestler, he has a look. Because I seen him when he first went into NXT. He did not look like that. He has short hair, little beard. He just didn't look like – he looked like a typical guy. This look, makes him stand out. A little grungy, dirty, guitar player, you know what I mean? That just likes to play guitar just to get on anybody's nerves. I like it. And he can wrestle pretty good. So, so that is that. And I'm trying to see something else happened on Raw. Okay. And yeah, definitely we got to talk about the Cass and Enzo thing. Now, so Enzo comes out. He wants answers from Big Cass. He basically says, Cass, I've been trying to. Yeah.
Well, we don't really got to go through the whole what he said and this and that. Oh, basically.
But the reason why I wanted to get it out because I liked his promo. He sounded passionate, man.
Yeah.
Like it sounded so believable, so real. I've been calling you all week. Finally comes out. He basically really, let it out like with a lot of emotion, man. A lot of emotion. But Enzo Amore is a really good actor, or he's speaking from the heart. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, probably from the heart, because he knows that they're not going to be teaming up anytime soon. But yeah, listen, that segment, I like the way they set it up, and I like that they waited until he went up to the aisle to basically show his true colors again, because I really thought that he was going to shake his hand and he said, okay, I'm sorry, because that's what basically went down after Enzo said what he said. It looked like Big Cat. What's his name? Big what the fuck is this big guy's name? Big Cass, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so he basically said, "I'm sorry," blah blah blah, whatever. They hugged, they embraced. And I thought he was gonna turn on him right then and there after he gave him a hug, but no, they proceeded all the way to the aisle and they were still hugging and everything. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought they were actually gonna go team up, win the tag team titles, and then maybe there was going to be a turn eventually again. But they still did it. They still did it that same night. But I just like the way they set it up. But it was still not enough. Yeah, but it's still not enough for me to be like, I'm interested in it. I don't know,
but I feel like WWE is going to bomb with this split up. I really do feel like nobody's going to go nowhere. It's going to be one of those primetime players type of situations where none of them is going to go absolutely nowhere, in my personal opinion. In a perfect world, I don't care if they like Big Cass. Will the crowd like him? You know what I mean? Will he deliver? Is he going to stumble? Like, let's be honest. He could keep up in a tag team match. Can he keep up in a 20-minute to 30-minute match, a 5-star match? Will he be able? Can he keep up? Period.
I think he's capable of doing all that. I think that the problem is that this feud that they're trying to build up, it's not catching any kind of interest. I'm not interested in it. I think Big Cass, after he feuds with his own partner, maybe that's when he's probably going to start shining a little bit more. But right now, him feuding with his own partner, nobody cares. I honestly don't care about them fighting. Even if they fight, it's not a big deal to me. It's like, oh, wow, big deal. I don't care, you know. But they do have a lot, you know, they see a lot in this guy. And I don't think he's bad. I think he's going to wind up being he's going to perform good. He's going to have good matches. He's already proven that he can have good matches. He's done mic work also. He's not that bad. So he's not bad, dude. I think he has what it takes to make it up there. I don't know for how long. I don't know when it's going to happen, but definitely he's the breakout because that's what the WWE sees in this guy. Enzo right now is the one that's going to suffer because of his size, pretty much. You know?
Yeah. In the perfect world for me, a perfect world would be after this feud, somehow, some way, like Enzo Amore like rejoins with Cass, but he turns heel. Like he turns on whoever he's partnered with at the time against Cassidy and turns on them and reforms them, but like as a heel tag team. Because I just don't understand, why did they break them up now? Why not turn them heel first? Maybe I guarantee you if they would have turned them heel, they would have had a lot of heat, a lot of fucking heat. You know what I mean? And with Enzo just being an annoying, you know, promo cutter that he is, I feel like it would have been a better move.
I think first of all, their tag team division. Yeah. I think their tag team division on Raw is bad right now. And I think they don't know what they're doing with the tag team right now. And I think, like I said before, they want this guy to break out and be the next guy somewhere down the road. And I think for whatever reason, they think it's time for them to do this now. I don't think it was time for them to do it yet, because the people on the main roster, like the fans that don't watch NXT, were starting to just, you know, see these guys, and you weren't really pushing them to the moon where we know them that well yet. You get what I'm saying? Not like the NXT fans. They knew them so well.
They knew them so well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if they did it on NXT, those fans probably would have felt it if that went down on NXT when they broke up. The fans on Raw were like, okay, oh wow, damn, that sucks. But did they really feel it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were saying that sucks, and they were saying what every time Cass was talking. And so, you know, that's how you know they really didn't give a shit about it no more.
Yeah, and if they, like I said, and when they fight, it's gonna be the same thing. It's not like a big deal. It's not like when I saw Bret Hart fight his own brother. Like that. You know what I'm saying? There was something about that you were intrigued. This doesn't really have that. It's just like not really a big deal, man. You know?
It's not a big deal because they wasn't a big deal for the last 2 or 3 months since WrestleMania. Like once they didn't win the belts at WrestleMania, everything went downhill for them.
What it is.
Every single thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And when the Hardys came back, forget about it. Cass and Enzo, who?
A lot of the guys that were tag teaming fell because of the Hardys. The only people that really stayed there were you know, Sheamus and Cesaro, because they started feuding with them.
But they're heels now. I mean, like, remember before the Hardys came back, man, everybody picked Enzo and Cass to win the belts, and I really do think they were supposed to win the belts. I think the Hardys coming back really, like, you know, blocked them from that. You know,
perhaps.
And from there it was over. You know, that's it. Everybody's behind the Hardys now. So, yeah, Hardys is, you know, it's cool. I like the Hardys. I'm already now wanting something different now from the Hardys. I'm already getting to the point where it's like, okay, don't get it messed up. I'm always going to be behind the Hardy Boys. Always.
Yeah, I'm into.
They have
no
great matches.
Yeah,
always. But I feel like now it's coming to the point where we need something now. We need something big. You know, if you're not going to do the broken gimmick, do something big. We need something from the Hardys now, because, you know, to come every week in and out, winning matches, losing matches, fine, but we need a big storyline from the Hardys.
You know what it is, though?
Big.
You know what it is? They still have a lot of, like, I don't think it's that they need to break out and do something different.
No, not break out. I mean, like, we need something like, you know, a big storyline to come.
Right. But the thing is, we're not gonna get anything like that because of the fact that their tag team division on Raw is bad.
No, so but I mean a good storyline, something like, I don't know, anything besides just feuding for the belt, like something big to happen behind the stage, somebody getting attacked, Hardy's, attacking somebody, something. We need something big now from them, because I feel like ever since they came back, you cut a couple promos, but it's not.
Honestly, right now, I really feel like those guys need to go to SmackDown, because there's so much shit that they can do with the Usos, with the fucking New Days. I don't know about what other tag team they do it, but they pay more attention there to their tag team division than they do on Raw. You know what I'm saying? And I just see them. True. I just see them teaming up with different people all the time because the tag team is so bad on Raw. So they start teaming up with this guy and that guy, and make a triple. 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4. Like, I just see matches happening like that for these guys for a while, because there's nothing else going on. I guess the only thing they have left to do is break them up, to be honest with you, because there's no other tag team going on there.
I'm not gonna say to break them up, but we need something, a big storyline to happen. I don't know, anything. You know what I'm saying? Give me a big storyline. Give me somebody, trying to hit on Matt Hardy's wife, Ruby. Something, man. I don't fucking know. Somebody tweet his wife, where to meet him at. I don't know. Give me a big storyline for the Hardy Boys. Like I said, I love the Hardys. Always will love it, but I feel like it's coming to that time where we need something big, because we are all hoping for the broken gimmick, but it's not coming anytime soon, and I'm tired of waiting for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but remember, that thing that you're talking about, give them a storyline or whatever, it has to be a tag team storyline.
Yeah, but something big though, something significant.
But that's what I'm saying. So there's not really that tag team is there. That I don't know what
the revival. We got the revival there.
The rivals are not back yet though.
I heard they worked the dark match. I mean, I don't know. That's what I heard. So.
Now they broke up Big Cass and this guy, and it's like, who else is there anyways besides these guys?
The club.
They don't even do anything with the club.
Revival. Yeah, the club is just
they fucked them up, dude. They fucked them up completely. I don't know. Those guys also see. I think the tag team division. Anybody who's on Raw that's in a tag team, I think they're better off going to SmackDown, man. SmackDown, these guys on SmackDown, they just know what they're doing with their females, and
I'm kind of open minded to see fucking Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel like be a tag team again. Let's see what happens, because I'm starting to like Bo Dallas' new little aggression that he has. He has like a new little character going on that he looks more serious.
The only fucked up thing that I seen that they did on SmackDown was that American team. What are they called?
American Alpha, yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to them. I don't know who did. I don't know if somebody did something wrong and that's why they're not on TV or.
Oh, you didn't see last week? He actually fought Kevin Owens for the U.S. title on Chad Gable. Yeah, which I'm not gonna lie, Chad Gable, he impressed me. He really did.
Yeah, but
he did a really good job holding himself.
Yeah, but that was designed to make him. First of all, he looked like a guy who's just gonna get his ass beat up. He was that guy who.
Yeah, but I think they're testing the waters to break them up, to be honest with you. I feel like they ran their course. They feel like they can't do much with them. They have no personality, no charisma. All they have is wrestling. I think WWE is testing the waters, and I think Chad Gable passed for flying colors, because last week he did a pretty good match with Kevin Owens. He actually did like 3 Germans, and I thought he was going to be too small to pick up Kevin Owens the way he did, but he picked them up with no problem. Chad Gable's pretty good. Is he, WWE championship material? Not yet. Of course not. It's too early to tell, but he did a good job. And I feel like he passed with flying colors. I feel like they're testing the waters. I don't think American Alpha is going to be a team much longer. So I don't know. Yeah. Speaking of American Alpha, there's rumors going around. Was it a rumor that I think Negotiations is back with Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah.
I know it's a rumor, right? And it was going on. So, hopefully that comes about, because Shelton Benjamin is already about 42, 43 years old. Let's get this ball rolling now before it's too late, Because, I'm not making it seem like he's old, but, the time is ticking from there, Sometimes some people don't age like other people do. Some people lose it in an earlier age than others. I don't think he will, because he's always been, a person that take care of himself, very athletic guy. But, let's do something now, with Shelton Benjamin. Anything else happen on Raw?
Well, this is the main thing I wanted to talk about. First we got to talk about the Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar thing too.
How can I don't even know. How can I forget that? I'm telling you, I gotta write down notes because I smoke too much. I would have remembered eventually, but like when I do things on the fly, I forget a lot of stuff.
Listen, man. Listen. Loved it. I did not expect them to do that shit. I honestly thought Brock Lesnar was gonna come out there. They were gonna have a face-off again. Another breakup was gonna happen. Maybe Brock Lesnar was gonna F5 him this time or some shit. But this guy to come out there, during the entrance walkway, Brock Lesnar gets choked out, and he looked like he was literally getting choked out. His face was turning red, black, purple, like that really made Samoa Joe a fucking contender to Brock, man. Like that really stamped it, man.
I had a feeling that Samoa Joe was gonna come out. I had a feeling because since when Paul Heyman. Yeah,
but right at the entranceway when he was coming out, not like that.
I had a feeling, yeah, but I had a feeling because since when Paul Heyman comes to the ropes and introduces Brock, he never does that. So but barely. I'm talking about introduce him, like as a And my guess that he never really does that. He always comes out with Brock Lesnar.
Nah, he's done like this.
But barely though. He doesn't really do it that often.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the way that Paul Heyman was like really like putting Brock over and like really like Brock Lesnar, this is gonna be the moment that you all gonna remember. And it was just like he was really building us up like something major was gonna happen. And when Brock came out, I said, okay, Samoa Joe's coming out. I didn't really expect him to be choking him out. But it's funny because early in the day I did say, I hope Samoa Joe chokes out Brock Lesnar with the transmission. I call it the transmission because I can never see the other word. Okita cuts. Yeah, the transmission. And I say, I really hope he chokes him out. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't choke him out unconscious, but he did choke him out to the point where, Brock was very vulnerable. And it was great.
It was good.
Samoa Joe's promo in the backstage before that segment was great too. When he stepped to Paul Heyman, he was like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna choke you out. Don't worry, I'm gonna see this for your client." And then he fixed him up. He was like, "You're looking good, man. Looking good, all right? Looking good." Like he was like a real badass, man. Let me tell you something. I know I was giving slack to Samoa Joe a couple months ago, but they did such a great job the last 2 or 3 weeks building up Samoa Joe to be this contender to Brock Lesnar. It's great. I love it. Yeah. It was wonderful. He choked out Brock Lesnar. With that being said, that only tells me that Samoa Joe is definitely going to lose in Great Balls of Fire. But the way they built him up, it was perfect. It was perfect.
No, it's so funny that you said that because I said the exact same shit. Well, I already know this guy's going to lose.
Come on.
It sucks so bad that, first of all, we're probably most likely going to get a really stiff match out of these two guys because I know Samoa Joe has it in him. I seen him go stiff matches with a lot of Japanese wrestlers on ROH and independents and everywhere. He can go, So if Brock is gonna throw it at him, he's gonna dish it back. So I think we're gonna get a good match. But it is quite sad to know the outcome of this fucking match because, Samoa Joe going out there and really putting the fucking hurts and the beating on fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, man, he choked out, his manager.
Yeah. It's definitely like, hey, because we're so used to knowing the outcomes on certain things when they do things like that, and this is this is a perfect example. Unless they turn, like they do a swerve or some shit, and he does win, but I don't think he's gonna fucking lose that belt. So that's definitely a sad thing to think about, man.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a very competitive match. I don't think Brock is going to squash him. I think Brock is going to beat him by like after Samoa Joe almost beats him or almost, chokes him out. Or Samoa Joe is going to shine in this match in one way or another, but then Brock is going to, squeeze by with the victory. That's what I think is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Or unless the Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman match is going to be before this match, which most likely it is, and somehow Braun sets up the match with him and Lesnar for SummerSlam and by coming out. You know what I mean? And maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he's gonna cost Lesnar the match or somehow have some sort of interference after Lesnar wins. But I don't know. I somehow I see Braun Strowman, in getting involved in his match.
Most likely, maybe. And it also depends if fucking it might actually be the other way around. It might be fucking Roman Reigns. It depends on who wins. Because the next guy who's gonna fight Brock is gonna be at SummerSlam. So they might.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be. If they're gonna do it, they most likely will do it that night, where somebody will come out and interfere. But this is why I have a weird fucking feeling that, Braun Strowman is gonna go out there, defeat Roman Reigns, and that kind of hurts to me. It only hurts Roman Reigns being the guy who just defeated the Legend. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That what was the reason of him defeating the Legend then? If he's just gonna take a back seat, they should have just gave it to Braun Strowman then.
Because regardless, that's the WWE's guy, man. That's the WWE's guy. Yeah. Period. You know what I mean? And I think after when it's all said and done around Royal Rumble is when you're gonna start seeing Roman Reigns get the momentum back, and that's when he's gonna eventually go to WrestleMania like planned to fight Brock Lesnar for the belt or whoever the belt and win. I feel like, it's going to be a big reward for Roman Reigns. I hope not. I'm getting tired of this Roman Reigns thing. But,
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait. Roman Reigns is fighting the winner of this match, actually. Didn't he state that he's fighting?
That's what he said. Yeah.
I forgot about that. So, what the fuck? So, let's just say Roman Reigns loses against Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Does that make
number
him
one
legit?
Contender? No.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's gonna fucking I don't know what's gonna be the outcome of that shit.
But that's actually the good thing, that you don't know what's really gonna happen, But you got speculations.
But I also don't want him to beat Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman he's red hot. You don't want to keep losing to Roman Reigns. He already lost to Roman Reigns for no reason.
Yeah, that's true. He lost to Roman, but he got the victory back. But whatever. But he got the victory back, but it wasn't like a 1, 2, 3. What was it? I forgot.
I forgot. I don't even think he took a victory win back. I don't think he did.
Shit. Yeah, but that was definitely a great segment. Samoa Joe, they doing great things with Samoa Joe. I'm a little more happier now. They finally giving him his props. I guess it took the shakeup. It took for everybody to leave, like Kevin Owens and all these people, for him to shine. And I'm glad. I really am glad. It
shows you how much the Raw people didn't know what they were doing because they had all these guys that they were just paying attention to, like only certain guys, that it became a repetitive kind of show. You had Kevin Owens always featuring with Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, and who else was it? Seth Rollins. It was like, and fucking Dean Ambrose. It was like, I think it was Dean Ambrose. Was it? I don't know. Whatever. It's just, my whole point is, at that time, it was just the same shit every fucking Raw. The same exact guys. And it just became so repetitive. But look, once those guys left, it really opened up a new door for the guys who were taking that back seat.
Yes, and I love it, and I'm glad they're doing it now. Like I was saying before, but Samoa Joe's already 39, going on 40. The time is now. The time is now. I don't want to sound like John Cena's theme song, but now is the time that you need to give this guy the ball.
But let me ask you something. So, but what's the difference the way they're doing it on Raw, and then you see SmackDown has all the talent in the world, and they know how to handle all the talent that they have there.
Different writers. I think it's different writers. I don't think it's the same writers.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. And in 2 hours, these motherfuckers got 3 hours.
That's the problem. 3 hours is too fucking long. That's why we got these stupid segments like LeVar Ball and all that. Yeah.
No, but my whole point is, you have 3 hours, and you giving me the same shit. And these guys have 2 hours, and they have less time, and they're giving me more exposure on every wrestler that they have there. That's my point. Like, you had all that time in the world, you couldn't give me fucking more exposure on other wrestlers that you had on the roster. That's weird, dude, that they would do it like that.
Yeah, it is weird. Somebody's dropping the ball on Raw. And I don't know. There's somebody dropping the ball by fucking booking LeVar Ball. So, anyway. God, I can't get that shit out of my head. But I wanted to ask you a question. What happened? I'm trying to remember because sometimes when I watch Raw, I do other things. Yeah. What was going on with Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt? Because once Bray Wyatt was cutting that promo, I absolutely tuned out. I didn't hear nothing he was saying.
I can tell you this much. I know Seth Rollins got a really big pop. He fought Kurt. What's that guy?
Yeah. Kurt Hawkins. Yes, he broke her and he beat him. Which Kurt Hawkins got some pretty good offense, by the way.
He did. I think they're eventually gonna do something with him, like you were saying, because the way he was on the mic and he said, "I know you guys think I'm gonna lose."
Yeah, because he's embracing it really well, and I like Kurt Hawkins, so hopefully do something with him.
They might wind up doing something with him eventually, but he loses anyways. And then, Bray Wyatt comes. I mean, he's on the fucking screen again. He's saying whatever the fuck he's saying. Honestly, I did what you did. I tuned out. Didn't give a fuck.
My God, how uninteresting is Bray Wyatt in my eyes? A lot of people still like him. I'm done with Bray Wyatt.
But I can definitely tell you nothing went down. He just said what he said, and it just ended right there. That was it.
Yes, and it's becoming like I don't want to hear his promos.
He's not even like, I look at him as not a threat. It's like I think he's a joke because he comes out there, he says what he's saying. He's talking about, I'm gonna hunt you down. You woke up the devil and this and that, blah blah blah. But then you're getting your ass beat, and then this I don't know. You
just last week you got your ass beat, and then it's like just last week you was on your way to the ring and he does a dive on you or whatever the hell it was. You didn't get no offense in, and then that's it. It was over. The segment was done. He was walking down, and right when he took out his little fucking lantern and to blow it out, that's it. They go Seth Rollins over the ropes, lands on Bray Wyatt, and that's where it ends. And then Seth Rollins.
He said, "Last week you dove on me. You woke up the devil.
Now you must pay." 2 weeks later, Bray Wyatt loses again. Bray Wyatt loses again.
Yeah, it just becomes it's bad. It's bad on his part because it makes him look like a fucking joke at this point. But I saw parts of the whole the cruiserweight thing. Titus O'Neil already basically said that that guy's on he's in his group.
Titus Worldwide. I'm starting to dig it, man. A lot of people don't like it. I like the whole Titus thing. I don't know. I feel like he's like bullying them to like be down with him and stuff. Like I don't know. It's fucking hilarious.
Whatever they can possibly do to keep bringing more people there and building up more recognition on a name that we don't know. Like that Chinese guy, I don't know who he is. Or Asian guy. I don't know who he is.
Akio Matata.
Right. But the more exposure you give him teaming with Titus, the more we're going to get to know this guy. And the more of a name he's going to build for himself, and the more people are going to understand who the fuck he is. When you throw guys that don't have any, they just come out and they're just dancing around. Who the fuck is he? And then you giving me him next week again. I don't know nothing about the guy. You know what I'm saying? There's no build to that shit. They're doing something with the Asian guy, which I like. I still don't know his name, obviously, but I get it. If they continue on the right path. But like I said, I didn't. It was an okay segment, whatever. Just him saying that he's on his team and he's gonna.
And Titus O'Neil is trying his best to get that Akio Matata or Tommy, whatever his name is, over. Because every time he cuts the promo, he keeps doing the ha, and it's working a little bit. The crowd is doing it, even though they were doing it before. But he's really trying his best to get this guy over. Yeah. So I will say, Titus O'Neil is, pretty good spokesperson.
He's doing his hardest to do it for the guy. But yeah. My listen, man. The last part of Raw, I'll give. Listen, No,
there's one part of Raw I wanted to talk about before you talk about the last part.
Go ahead.
The Goldust segment. Now I've been praising these segments, man. I love them. I love the backstage promos. It was great. And Goldust came out, and to my surprise, he came out with his old outfit, like the debuting Goldust outfit. We're not talking about the outfit where the Attitude Era. He put on the debuting Goldust outfit when it was straight yellow with barely no black. Yeah. Goldust, I don't know. I like it. I like this feud. I think it's cool. They could have did a little bit more of a better segment on Raw, to be honest with you. As far as with Goldust attacking him, but I like this. I don't know. Does Goldust have another run in him? And I'm not talking about WWE title run, but can he have another run? I like the fact that he got his own cameraman. I just like the way he's acting. He's not acting like as gay as he was when he first started, but he's still acting like a creepy, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he's still acting kind of creepy, but
I swear, let me tell you something. If Goldust could act that gay shit again, if he could bring that out, I swear that shit would be the best shit, because it would just make me laugh. It would make everybody laugh, and it would be.
Yes.
That's what. Let me tell you something. That was the original Goldust, and that's what really made him that character. It was him being that freakish, dressed in gold, had the white wig on, and he used to fucking molest the guys in the ring.
Yo, remember? Yo, I always remember him grabbing Razor's ass. Remember?
Yo, when he used to do the fucking, like, he would bear hug the guy, but then he would slowly, like, use his hands to slither down their waist and shit. Like, yo, dude, that kind of shit was so hilarious, man.
It was funny as hell.
Imagine him doing it.
Or when he had Razor's name in his chest as a heart, like it was fucking. Dude. Or when he had he was imitating Shawn Michaels, where he was like kind of naked with the Intercontinental title around his waist, because Shawn Michaels did it. He was like kind of promo on him. Like, yo, this guy was crazy. Or what about when he stepped to the Ultimate Warrior, man? You remember when he was really like acting a really gay warrior. The warrior didn't even know how to act. Like, what the hell? I don't know what you into, man, but I'm not into.
Yo, I mean, listen, we've seen the funniest shit he told us. If he could bring that shit out, I swear I would be the biggest fan. Not that I'm just saying his character was so hilarious, and it really was. And it was weird at the time. Even though in the time that he brought that character out, a lot of things were very controversial. All the storylines they were doing was very controversial. So they got away with a lot more then. So I don't think they could do it now. But if they were to let little things slide like that, dude, man, this guy would be on. Yeah, I'm talking about he would have such
PG.
A good
so I don't know if they could do it since it's PG. But then remember the reports last year that was it Stephanie McMahon or somebody, they wanted to like maybe somehow start bringing in like gay and lesbian characters. So maybe who's to say this is the guy that they want to run with? Like, hey, you was known to do this. Let's bring it out of you. Like I said, with that being said, he's not really acting as gay as before, but the promos has been great. The way he's been acting is almost similar to how he used to act, except, without grabbing and fondling guys' butt cheeks in the middle of the ring. But, whatever. You know what I mean? That's what he should have did. Like, when he knocked out R-Truth, he should have just rubbed in his chest and humped him or something, man. I don't know. Whatever. But, but it was cool. It was nice little blast from the past. Do you think Goldust got another run in him? Like, and I mean as far as for like, I think Intercontinental something,
Yeah, I think Goldust has proven that he has a lot of runs in him. I mean, he's done a lot with that character.
He still could wrestle really good, man.
And he's gotten in really good shape. I mean, I remember when he had the run with Cody Rhodes and his dad was involved also. That was a great run that they both had together.
That was great. As Goldust was like on fire that time, man.
Yeah, and
if they think about it, this is like back in the days, like before Goldust left the last time, before he came back, he was kind of out of shape and fat. Like now he's like such in better shape, moving better.
Yeah,
he's fucking great, man.
I think the guy can do it. I mean, if they give him the ball, he has another run, but he has to really embrace that character, man. He has to really have something special about that character to have us wanting to keep watching him. Like you were saying, he's bringing back his old ways and shit. And I think he would be such a standout character if he was to do a little bit of his little gayness here and there.
Yeah,
it sounds so funny when I say it, but
yeah, please bring out the gayness. And it's funny because in real life, I don't even want to, I don't want to sound like I be bashing, but I don't like to be around those kind of people because I feel like they don't got no respect. But like to see it as a character, knowing that he's a straight guy, just to like get in people's head, just doing it, I think it was fucking great. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. But that was a nice little segment.
I was just gonna say, when I saw R-Truth coming on, I was like, what? They're fighting now? And I turned for a second, and then I saw him. I think he clotheslined him or some shit. He had him against the pole or some shit. I don't know what it was, but I was like, what the heck happened? So I kind of missed it because it was like a really quick thing.
Yeah, it was quick. It wasn't like
I looked away real fast, and I was like, "Why are they bringing them out now?"
Yeah, they could have did a better job with that segment. I ain't gonna lie, they could have did a little better job, but it was worth Goldust coming out and doing it. And what did you want to talk about? The ending of Raw.
So I have to praise what they did with the female wrestlers. I don't know if you watched it, but that was
yes, that was yes.
I first of all, I'm
not gonna lie, I was falling asleep at the last part where with Nia Jax and Sasha, but I kept getting up because the announcers was going crazy.
Yeah, it was. Let me tell you something. They haven't pushed Nia Jax the way they should be doing because
she did a good job.
Why am I saying her name? The Behemoth lady. That's her fucking name. She hasn't been pushed the way she should have. And I still to this day don't like her being in that ring and still sounds the way she sounds, because when she's yelling, she goes, "What do you want, Sasha? Oh, you like that, Sasha? Like, shut the fuck up. You should sound more beastly and shit. You're a monster." Yeah. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is they made her look like a fucking badass, dude. Like a female in the female division, like she was tearing it up. She beat the shit out of even Bayley. Bayley came out there. She lost in fucking like 1 minute.
That's what I'm saying. Like Mickie James had more offense than fucking Bayley.
I still don't know what they're doing with Bayley. Honestly, I still don't know. But anyways,
I don't care. Well, did you hear the rumor? They want to they were thinking about doing a storyline where fucking Bayley's like supposedly has a crush on Corey Graves. So like I don't know if they're ever gonna do it, but yeah, that was like supposed to be the next storyline for her.
But what is that gonna do?
I have no fucking idea. It was gonna do absolutely nothing.
Wrestle.
I don't know. Anyways, but Nia Jax looked it really, really good. Like I said, I was kind of falling asleep a little bit with with her and Sasha.
I watched the whole thing and I was so entertained by her beating up all the female wrestlers, man. I really was entertained and I really looked at her.
I felt like Mickie James did pretty good, man. I don't know why. I don't know. I felt like she impressed me because she proved that she still got it. Like she really still has it. And I felt like there was a display. She had more offense than fucking Bayley. And I was like, wow, okay.
But I just like the fact that the Behemoth lady went out there. She just looked like $1,000,000, dude. Like she really looked like, you know how it is when like a Braun Strowman, all these guys are trying to fight him, and he looks like a boss. Like he's the boss of a video game. Like he's the ending boss. This is what it looked like. All these girls are coming out to try to defeat her, and they couldn't do it. And then Sasha Banks comes out and she tore it down with fucking Behemoth lady, man. They had a good match. I enjoyed the hell out of that shit.
Yeah, I was on and off. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I saw some of it, and it was
good, man.
I could tell it was a really great match.
It was good. So and I honestly, I was like, when I saw this being the last match, I was like, what? Why are they leaving this as the last match, man? I was so bummed out about that. I swear, I was so fucking bummed out because I would have preferred seeing something like that in the middle of the show somewhere and maybe take a piss or some shit while that shit was on. But they got me fucking hooked when I watched it. I stayed and I watched it. I was entertained. They did a hell of a fucking job pushing the Behemoth lady, man. They did a hell of a job. Now, the only problem is, by seeing what she did, are they going to continue that with her, or this is just that one-shot deal, and then they're going to forget about her again, and she's going to get?
I think this match right here, put the stamp of approval for Nia Jax. That's what I think. I feel like this means she's going to be next after Sasha Banks. With that being said, Sasha Banks, I guess we was wrong. I really thought that Sasha Banks was going to be in the doghouse. I guess maybe it didn't work out with the whole Rich Swann thing, but yeah, it was short-lived.
No, we all know who's in the doghouse right now. It ain't her, for sure.
Yeah, it's Bayley. Yeah, Bayley's done. Bayley is absolutely done. As far as for crowd reaction, her character, everything is just, it's not the same. It would never be the same. I think they gave it a belt for nothing, to be honest with you, because she's going to be the most forgettable women's champion of this era.
I remember me and Joey said that it was too soon, and I think her moment should have been at Mania, not on Raw. I think she should have had that moment at a Mania. But whatever, they did it. Whatever, and I think that really hurt her. That you gave the belt way too soon to her. There was no fucking build to a big moment for her. You know what I'm saying? So she came out there looking like a complete mess. Like, she just looked like a regular fucking wrestler coming out there that was gonna get her ass beat. That's what she looked like. She looked like she was one of those girls that she's just gonna lose, and it was supposed to be obvious to us, you know.
Yeah, and she lost, and I love it. I love it. I mean, I was a big critic of Bayley. I never liked her character. I never liked it that her being simple-minded, and I don't know. I never liked it. Everybody used to jump down my throat. Oh, but she's over. She's over. And look, she ain't over. Not no more. And what is it? Has it even been a year yet? It's been a year, right? She's been in the main roster, and that's it within a year. Yeah. Within a year, it fizzled out just like those fucking inflatable balloons.
But it ain't her fault. It's WWE. The people that booked her on Raw.
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's her fault in my eyes because I don't know. I didn't like it. I never liked it. I never liked that whole hug life, hugging everybody. You know, it was, to me, it was stupid. But you know, and it was crazy because I think I've seen a real interview with her, like backstage, like off character, and I really think she seems like a nice girl. You know, like a genuine nice girl. But as far as for her character, never liked it. I couldn't stand it. I didn't like. The one thing I couldn't stand about Bayley was her doing that thing where she whips you in the ropes and then she puts her arms in the air and goes whoa, like it's just like she was in a fucking roller coaster. Like, dude, like I couldn't stand that.
She does that in the video game too.
Oh my god, I will fucking quit the game if somebody does that shit to me in a multiplayer. I would just quit it. Like that's it. Your opponent has left. That's what you're gonna see. Fuck that.
They defeated you with that.
Yeah, but it was, you know, it was cool, nice little display. Sasha Banks gets the victory, and you know, I guess Sasha Banks is back where she needs to belong. Is she gonna win the title? You know, when I saw, I don't know. I said to myself, I don't think she's gonna win the title. But when I saw like Alexa Bliss come out, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know she's a better mic worker, but Sasha Banks to me seemed more like a star on Monday than Alexa Bliss, in my opinion. She wasn't. It wasn't like that for me a couple weeks ago. I felt like it was the roles reversed, but Monday it looked like Sasha Banks maybe being off TV for a little while, kind of like re-sparked her up, you know.
If they let them both talk and they just let them be free and not be scripted, we're gonna have some good mic work on both parts.
No, we're not. Sasha Banks is horrible on the mic. No, hell no. I think Sasha Banks shouldn't even be talking in the mic.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm.
Alexa Bliss would eat her alive.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, she's really good. I mean, I've said that from the get go. She's really good. Star wise, you're saying? I mean, when she looked also like people like stood up because the bad guy was on her way to the ring.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was gonna go down. People were into it. I even was into it. You know, I usually am not into anything that the females do. You know, there's only a few times when Sasha and fucking Charlotte got me involved in their stuff, man. This had its moment also, and I was interested. I'm not gonna say that she looked bigger than oh my god, I forgot her name. The champion,
Alexa
Bliss. But I think they both were in that same category where the best is versing the best right now for the belt.
Yeah. Well, definitely. But you know, nice little ending to Raw. Seems like they're trying to give the women's back their due. Yeah. Because you know they actually closed Raw, and I think they haven't closed Raw in a while. The last time they closed Raw, you know, was Charlotte Flair. So that's
why it surprised me. I was like, why are they calling it with this? Yeah, and I think and I also think, not for nothing, but I know I mean, it's the same company. But remember, the female wrestlers tore it down on that Money in the Bank fucking ladder match. And they were having the second one tonight. So I think the people on Raw probably put on that show just to compete against their females on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true. And they probably said, Vince was like, you're going to put on a good match. You know, so you're going to compete with Shane. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so that was definitely a great way to end it. Finally, the women did deal. Moving right along, there was some news coming up that broke over the weekend that our boy, Mauro Ranallo, I don't know if you heard this, but Mauro Ranallo is back. He will be commentating for NXT from now on. Triple H had already brung him out. There's a video of a fan video, and nobody's really spoke about the fan video. But the first thing I noticed, which was fucking hilarious, was when Triple H came out to introduce Mauro Ranallo. He introduced him as the bipolar rock and roller, which I thought was hilarious. You gotta see it. He goes, the bipolar rock and roller, like really embracing the fact that everybody knows he's bipolar in that whole story. So, and he came out, hugged them, whatever, and then started doing commentary. And I'm really happy for Mauro Ranallo. I'm happy he's staying with the company. He's gonna be.
Let me tell you something. For them to do that, first of all, congratulations. I give them a lot of props, a lot of respect for them to do that because. Listen, that guy, from what I hear, is a lot of people like him, and because if JBL, if he was the reason why he left, they needed to fix that issue with Ronaldo. What's his name? Ronaldo?
Mauro Ranallo. I know his name is really hard to say sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm so.
Come on, Byron. He ain't Japanese, man. You know, you gotta remember these people's names. Yeah?
Ronaldo. I just call him Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. No, Mauro. I just say Ronaldo at least with an L.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I'm glad they fixed the situation with him because he's good. He's good, man. And this guy is. We're talking about. Listen, he's gonna. For them to get him back now is such perfect timing because he's gonna be the guy doing commentating for the Mayweather and Conor McGregor match.
Yeah, and he commentates for Bellator. He was
commentating for Bellator.
He commentated for Bellator on the weekend, on Saturday.
You know, I was actually there at the Garden. I forgot to talk to you about that. I was actually there. I saw the.
How the hell you got the tickets when you didn't even know that they were going to be there?
No, I knew they were going to be there, but somebody invited me, and I got out I got off of work and I went straight over there to the Garden.
How much was the tickets?
They were a lot. They were up there. They were like 100 something. Okay. But I got good seats. For them to debut at the Garden was a shitty fucking debut. It was bad, dude. The cards were good, but the performances from all these guys sucked. Especially.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Dude,
yeah,
the Garden was booing the hell out of the whole.
But you know what? That main event. Let me tell you something about that main event. I don't want to get off topic of wrestling, but I thought the guy was out too. I really did think that. No. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken for the fucking
UFC.
The UFC the next day. Yeah. The main event was what was the main event again?
Chael Sonnen against.
Yes. Chael Sonnen absolutely embarrassed Wanderlei Silva, which I love
that match. That fight was supposed to take place on UFC. It never went down for whatever reason. So it was a good card, but the main event sucked because it was too long. And in a lot of these other matches, they were holding each other, they were just circling each other. The Garden was booing, and when I was there for the main event, the people I'm talking about in masses. Probably started leaving at the last
majority
round.
Was there for the majority of the people. Oh, okay, for the last round. Okay.
The last round, people were like, "All right, this guy won. Let's get out of here." Because people were like, "This is boring." Because all they did were they were on the ground, and Shannon was holding him in a headlock, trying to choke him out or whatever the fuck it was. People were like, "All right, we know who won." So people, I'm telling you, the way it looked,
you can't expect it when you got two washed up fighters. I mean, I like Chael Sonnen and all, but they're both, especially Wanderlei Silva. He's fucking washed up.
Yeah, he's washed up. But my whole point is, you should, if you were at the Garden, you would have seen how empty that arena got. I'm talking about real empty, and that place was dead. And when this guy cut his interview, he was calling out. He didn't really call him out, but he basically was talking shit about what's his name?
Yeah, Fedor, the one who just got knocked out.
Like, no. The other guy that he just retired.
Tito Ortiz. Yeah,
Tito Ortiz. You know, and Tito Ortiz had that stupid look on his face, like, "Motherfucker, you talking shit again?" And it looked like he was gonna come in there and start fighting.
And let me tell you something. That was a legit shoot though, because when he said I tapped out Tito Ortiz in the first 2 minutes, even though Tito won. Yeah. That match, that was a rigged fight, and I understood what he was saying, because if you look at proof that fight was rigged, Chael Sonnen tapped out Tito Ortiz but the referee act like he didn't see it. It looked like he got paid. And then no, he tapped him out, but then Chael Sonnen let go of the grip. He did a favor for him, and then eventually Tito, won. It was rigged. He gave Tito that win because it was going to be his last fight. They don't really even have beef like that, but anyway, whatever. But anyway, you know what? Forget about that event. He's doing Bellator. He's doing Mayweather versus and that only tells me that's probably the reason why they brought him back. They say, hey, he's about to do the guy right back now.
You know how much he could plug WWE during that fucking show.
Oh yeah. Or just Googling him after that, like, hey, let's Google Mauro Ranallo. Oh shit, he works for WWE. Let's see how he sounds, and
That's good. That's good press for them, man.
Yeah, definitely. So congratulations to Mauro Ranallo, the bipolar rock and roller. Yeah, that was a great name too, by the way. Triple H is the man for that. Yeah, but yeah. So let's talk about SmackDown before we get out of here because we're running out of time. We're definitely running out of time because I'm hungry and I'm tired. But so SmackDown started. Well, we ain't got to do all that starting off shit. The one thing I do want to say that stuck out to my mind was Nakamura's promo again.
I didn't see it.
It was bad. It was horrible. It was slow. Yeah.
What was he saying?
I said,
who was he talking about?
He was talking about Baron Corbin, and it was bad. It is his promo. One thing about that, his wrestling is great. His promos is shit. Yeah, the crowd was still saying Nakamura after he was done talking.
Why do I have a strange feeling that this guy oh my god, Baldwin was gonna fucking put that money in the briefcase up for grabs against Nakamura?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. I think they're running with the backbone. They definitely get on as far as being legit. That was what took out of my mind. Something else that happened. AJ and Kevin Owens had a nice little exchange. I think the 4th of July is going to be like this battle royal. I guess to determine who's going to be the number 1 contender for the U.S. Championship on July 4th, which kind of tells.
Who's the girl that won? I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's probably going to tell me that maybe John Cena is going to win. So, what are you going to say?
Yeah, who's the girl that won the Money in the Bank on last pay-per-view? I forgot her name.
Carmella.
Okay, now Carmella came out during in the beginning of Raw. I'm into her like crazy, dude. Like
Carmella came out at the beginning of Raw
of SmackDown.
Yeah, okay.
She came out and she cut a promo talking to Daniel Bryan. Why did you do that? There was a lot of wrestlers that have done that kind of shit before. They interfere, and Seth Rollins did it. This person did it. That person did it. Blah blah blah. The whole thing. But I like her, man. She has that thing about her that you just I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I like her. And
yeah, she's cool. I like her. I mean, I didn't like her that much at first, but she's alright.
I like her, and then the whole thing with the Usos and the New Day.
I didn't really pay too much mind to SmackDown today. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't really pay
The last match was good though. With the ladder match. Was good.
Yeah, I was on and on, but I do say that it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody did their thing except Carmella. Like Carmella does one fucking body drop from the top, like the middle of the ladder, like almost to the top, and everybody's like, "Holy shit!" Like, come on, man. Like that's nothing. That's a standard spot that anybody could do.
But we did say that. Maybe I said it or you said it or we both said it, but I'm glad they gave it to Carmella again because that was the right thing to do. I think she's the one that can really carry that shit. I don't see anybody else carrying that shit for a whole year or even half a year and making it entertaining.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. She's gonna tease in a lot of these cash-ins. She's gonna talk a lot of shit. She's gonna have Ellsworth, which is hilarious with her when he tells everybody to shut up. It's just Ellsworth is just fucking hilarious, man. When he's with her, I like them together. I really do like them together. I feel like Ellsworth and her mesh really well. Ellsworth is not bad on the mic when he's like talking shit to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's cool. That was a really good Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm not gonna say I saw 100% like paid attention to it, but I seen a lot of it, most of it, and it was really good.
It was good.
You know what I'm saying? So, that was definitely a good match. They gave it to her again. I already knew that she was gonna win again. It was kind of obvious, in my opinion. I don't know why it was obvious to me, but it was obvious to me. There's something else happened on SmackDown today. I mean, nothing really big happened on SmackDown today that was really worth talking about.
Really.
To be honest,
Not really.
Remember came out and got interrupted by Sami Zayn, so
I missed that.
That kind of So they came out. They were gonna cut it out. And he comes out and tells them, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry. No, I got a match. I have a match right now." Like Sami Zayn is funny, man. I don't know why people don't like that gimmick he has, but it's fucking hilarious how he's just like acting like a stupid like weirdo. Like I don't know. It's just the way he's like always talking, and I think it's funny. And he loses to Baron Corbin when he comes out, but I think this is gonna set up a feud with Mike Bennett and Sami Zayn, because usually when somebody comes, cuts somebody off while in the middle of their promo or comes out and act like they didn't know what's going on, usually that means that they're gonna start beefing with each other.
Pretty much.
But Baron Corbin finally got the victory back over Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn had his number at least 3 times, man.
Yeah.
So they definitely do that. Oh man, nothing really new came out of SmackDown today, to be honest with you. The last match, and both the main shows ended with women fighting, as the main event.
I think
I don't remember the last time, Raw and SmackDown main event.
That's why I have a feeling that's why that went down on Raw. They ended it with that because they were trying to outperform whatever they. I just have that weird feeling, because how the hell did they do both of them? They end with the females. They outdid themselves on that pay-per-view with the females ladder match. So I think they had a feeling, the writers on Raw probably had a feeling that these girls are going to outperform the girls on Raw again, and they said we got to outdo them. So there's probably a little bit of real competition really going on,
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I mean, yeah, of course there's going to be competition. There's always going to be competition, always. And yeah, I guess that's about it as far as for SmackDown, right? Anything else happen newsworthy with that? Because I don't really remember much.
Not really. Just the ladder and the Money in the Bank ladder match. That's pretty much
that. And I know Breezango was saying something to the extension in the back. I didn't even hear what they were saying. I know they were counseling them about something.
Oh my God.
So I really don't know, man.
They were counseling them?
The ascension I don't know. They were down. They were talking. They were just beefing with them last week, but now they're talking. I didn't really hear what they were saying, so it just looked like they were trying to rub their back and say it's okay because you're losers. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. So I wanted to ask the listeners, if anybody that's listening to this show, that's in the group page, if you want to comment, would y'all like to hear maybe certain results on independent shows like Ring of Honor or something like that, or maybe a show or two that you want us to review? Let us know ahead of time. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more widespread as far as the show. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna cover everything because I got too much things to do during the days. But from time to time, I will be watching certain other promotions like Ring of Honor, New Japan, the big shows. And if you would like for us to give you our results and stuff like that, let us know. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
Yeah, there was a rumor going around that Alberto Del Rio and Paige broke up. I don't know how true that is.
I don't think it's true, because I would have heard about it. I would have seen it all over the place, and I haven't.
I've seen it a couple times, but I don't think. I don't know. I feel like it's too much of a coincidence where they said that, around the time that Paige is saying that she's trying to get her neck together to make a comeback. So, maybe they're gonna fake a breakup so WWE don't have no heat on her. I don't know. You know what I mean? And also, that's right. It's another rumor going around that Eva Marie stated that after she's done with her 2 movies and she's filming, that she's actually thinking about coming back to WWE. And she looks hot with the black hair. I'm not gonna
lie. Yeah, but don't bother. Don't bother coming back.
I mean, as far as well, I don't care. She looks good, so she can come out whenever she wants. And let me see. And Vince Russo excuse me, caught an order protection. Got an order protection on Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette stays harassing him and wants to fight him. And
you know what's funny? I saw Vince Russo do his video, and he apologized. He wanted to make peace with this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then after that, he caught order protection out of him. Like, how did that work?
Funny. That's so funny. I bet you Vince Russo could kick his ass.
But that was like big news, man. Like everywhere I went, I kept seeing that shit.
No, but I'm saying, do you know? I mean, do you think Vince Russo could kick Jim Cornette's ass? I don't know. I think he could.
I don't know. I think Jim Cornette will probably. I don't know. I feel like Jim Cornette beat up what's this guy name? This guy, the funny guy that was in WWE, the Italian guy, Santino Marella. Didn't he slap him up? Yeah, he slapped him up at OVW.
Because he was like the guy running things there. So I mean, Santino didn't do anything because of that, but.
Yeah, because I always heard that Santino Marella, he's a real legit fighter, so like an MMA fighter or some shit like that. Well, he knows some sort of martial arts. But yeah, I don't know. Will he beat him up? Probably. I mean, Vince Russo doesn't look like, a world beater. He looks kind of frail, but whatever. Yeah, he caught an order protection. I kind of don't blame him. I mean, I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have took Jim Cornette seriously, to be honest with you. But Jim Cornette just got a big mouth. He just seems like a guy. Like when you see him, all you're gonna do is just fucking ramble his mouth.
Yeah, he's one of those. Like, shut up. Exactly. He's just one of those guys who just barks a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess that's about it, man. I guess we are done. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I think nothing else, man. So, yeah, thank y'all for listening to Roundtable Wrestling Radio, another 2-man show. But bear with us. We're gonna start uploading these things right away. And yeah, you already know. Big O, aka Innocent, with the homie Byron. Ladies, what does that mouth do?